Zuckerberg is creating an entire world that he calls the metaverse, where you walk around, you interact with other people, you conduct commerce in this virtual reality as if you're a computer simulation. You have a little avatar walking around, but not just a human. You could be a robot, you could be an animal. But the thing is, Mark Zuckerberg controls the entire metaverse. Everything you see, everything you hear, he knows everything that you say and do, and of course he's there to sell you everything. I believe that the greatest news story is also the greatest threat to our freedom, and that is how big tech and big government are combining to put a pair of virtual reality goggles on all of us, on every subject. It's combining big tech, big government, frankly, big pharma, the number one thing that's censored these days. The industrial military complex these days, you're censored if you say certain things about Russia or Ukraine. Blending that with censorship, putting that on everyone's heads. And so you'll never know what you don't know. You'll only know what they let you know. And any opposition to the official narrative is what they call controlled opposition. It's to give you a semblance that there's a diversity of opinion. You know, for today's show, my interview with Linda Blade, which is coming up in a minute, I Googled the name of the transgender swimming athlete who just crushed it at the NCAA swimming competition in Atlanta, Georgia. You know what I'm talking about. Leah Thomas, who was a man until most recently, who's just crushing it in girl sports. I think it's a disgraceful story. But here's what I mean about the virtual reality goggles. What was the name of Leah Thomas that his mom and dad gave him? What was he born as before he transitioned a couple of years ago? I typed in Google, Leah Thomas birth name. I typed in Leah Thomas dead name. That's a transgender phrase for your old name when you were your old self. And I must have gone through 40 results, and I couldn't find it. Google will not let you find the so-called dead name of Leah Thomas. They simply have banned that information. Now, we see this happening to us all the time, but that was a fact you think would be pretty easy to find. Now, I switched to another search engine called DuckDuckGo, and I found it with a little bit of effort. But DuckDuckGo, and that was their selling feature. That's what they said to web surfers. Use us. We may not be quite as great as Google, quite as fast, quite as big, quite as many features, but we will not filter. If you're wearing the goggles, it's just a clear plate glass window. There's no colors. There's no virtual reality. It's real reality. But look at this. Here's a tweet from the boss of DuckDuckGo just a week ago saying they made the decision to downrank Russian sources that they didn't like. Well, all of a sudden, DuckDuckGo is in the virtual reality goggles gaslighting business. You know, I have an account on TikTok. I had deleted it because I thought they were snooping on my phone. I reactivated it. Maybe they are snooping on my phone. You'll laugh at me, but I go to the gym now. I'm trying to get less fat. And so I talk about the gym, but I've literally never texted or emailed the word gym or personal trainer. I just don't. But I talk about it a little bit. And on TikTok, half of the videos being served up to me by the algorithm are of people in the gym. I swear I've never emailed or texted that. But all your devices are listening to you all the time and serving up to you what they think they're interested in. Now, I know none of this is news to you, but I'm trying to answer the question, what is the greatest issue that we face in Canada today? And it's not just Justin Trudeau. It's not just the seizing of the bank accounts. It's not just the lockdown. It's not just the threat of the third year of the pandemic, as Pablo Rodriguez says. It's not just the censorship. It's not just the war in Ukraine and Russia. It's all of it. It's literally everything if you're forced to wear the virtual reality goggles, not of Mark Zuckerberg, who we know is a creepy, privacy-busting, terms of service violating megalomaniac. Yes, I'm worried about him, but I am far more worried not about his private ambitions, but about the government blending with big media and big tech to simply stop you from seeing anything they don't want you to see. It's one thing when they ban Russia Today, and I say again, I wish they didn't. I would like to know that. But what if they ban things that you never even knew about, and you never will know about them? That's an excerpt from my daily show, the Ezra Levant Show. Every day I do a monologue on the news of the day, then I interview an interesting guest, and then I read my hate mail. You gotta subscribe. Go to rebelnews.com.